Then, fellas, you got to be willing to fail at something. And these are some points that I learned early, but they didn't really register until later, until I matured, until I really understood the importance of many of these points that I'm trying to convey, right? You got to be willing to fail, because if you don't, then you're not really committed to anything. You're not trying to see a process all the way through. You're not using critical thinking skills. You're not, using executive processing the way that you should. And you have poor executive processing skills. Okay? I'm not trying to embarrass nobody. I ain't trying to call nobody out or anything like that, but listen to me. These are some of the reasons why a lot of y'all are in bullshit relationships and your return on investment is poor. Because you tolerate shit. You compromise the wrong shit. And you compromise yourself when you really shouldn't. And you're allowing a grown-up child to take control or to have precedence over you. Listen to me. You got to be willing to fail, which means you're constantly trying. You're giving constant effort. And as you probably heard me say it before, and many of my athletes that I've coached and many people that I've mentored, you understand when I tell you effort does not take the place of consistency. You could give a great effort. But if that effort does not equal consistency, or you're not being consistent in these efforts, then what good are you? What good are you to yourself? What good are you to the community that you live in? What good are you to the family that you are from? What good are you as an ambassador of that last name that you carry? What good are you? Okay, listen to me. And I hope this makes sense. And I really want it, and I want it to make sense. And I want to drive it home. Be willing to fail. Be okay with it. Not failure, but be willing to fail. Meaning accept the mistakes. Learn from them. Learn from the mistakes. Learn from the setbacks. Learn from some of your falls. Because you got to keep getting back up. Right? And I don't want to sound mundane or redundant over some things, but these things, are highly important. Okay? Here's one more. Some of the reasons why y'all in bullshit relationships, or your relationships don't last that long, or your relationships don't even turn out to be worth anything, is because that dude that you with, he doesn't demand success of himself. And he doesn't have any other demands on his life. He doesn't have any expectations, true expectations. He may have expectations of a whole lot of other things, feeling entitled, feeling that just because I'm a dude and I got a dick, this should entitle me to something. Just because I got some muscles and some good looks and everything, because I got all this swag and I'm wearing pretty much all this camouflage that nobody can really see my true self, and I'm gaming, which ain't nothing more but self-scamming and self-sabotage, because you don't have any demands. You don't have any demands of yourself. You don't have any demands of success. You got expectations for everybody else, but you're not meeting the expectations of yourself because you haven't placed any expectations of yourself, which makes you still a boy. You've evolved from a male into a boy, and now you're masquerading as a man. All right? These points are highly important. There are many others, but these are crucial. These are critical. Without these points, it's detrimental. If a brother ain't got a plan, don't waste your time. If a brother ain't got goals, serious goals, intelligent goals, logical goals, they could be as simple and basic as they can be, but they've got to be some type of goal that he can accomplish, and you can see the efforts, you can see the patterns in his life, you can see the decisions that he's making, you can see the way he's moving, that he's headed towards these goals. Doing what? Putting action behind his dreams. Faith without works is dead. He's working on himself. He's working on becoming a man. He's working on developing to become who he's destined to be. He's not just going through the motions. He's not just moving on the chessboard of life ambiguously. And I know this we've gone several minutes into this. We probably 20 minutes into this. But I hope I'm saying something that's significant, and I hope that I'm saying something that you really understand why your relationships ain't shit. And fellas, I hope you listening and understanding why you ain't shit, and why you being passed over, or why you being overlooked, why you're underrated, why you're not respected. Because remember I said a while back, like and respect are two different things. And too many times we're confusing the two. And too many times young boys, males, and even men or wannabe men, so-called men, are confusing activity with accomplishment. Let's hit it again. And then I'm gonna finish the video, and I apologize for taking up so much of your time. Have a plan. Ladies, you too. Have a plan. Have a goal. Have goals. Have some integrity about yourself. Have some dignity. Increase your self-respect. Increase your self-esteem. Work on your discipline constantly. Work on your discipline constantly. Be willing to fail. Make the necessary mistakes after you've calculated the risks. Because a lot of times you young ladies, y'all been attracted to bad boys because that's a feel good. He's a risk taker, not a rule follower. He's a renegade. That's attractive to a lot of y'all. But where has that gotten you? Fellas, where has that gotten us? Being a renegade, being a rebel without a cause. Just being rebellious for no damn reason. Disrespecting authority, a lack of respect for authority because you're not an authority in your life. Meaning what? Leading to that point. You don't have any demands of success. You're not demanding anything of yourself. You don't have any desire to truly meet serious expectations. So you live within the camouflage. You decorate yourself like a peacock because you want to be the Tupac song, All Eyes on Me. If I look good, if I smell good, if I talk good, you know what I'm saying, that should be enough. Hell to the no, it ain't enough. It's not enough. Because that just makes you a pawn in the game, which is understandable. We all start off as pawns. But you got to understand that a pawn positioned strategically, right, can be promoted once reaching that final rank. Once reaching that final rank. But how do you reach that? You got to go through some things in life. You got to go through the fires of life. One of my favorite songs is by Shaka Khan, Through the Fire. To the limits, through it all. I'd gladly give one chance and give it all to be with you. Going through the fire, willing to go through everything that it takes to polish myself, to refine myself, to elevate myself, to improve myself. Demand success of yourself. Demand things of your life. Right? I dedicate this hashtag DBWT moment to you young ladies and to you mothers, single mothers or mothers that are not single mothers. You've been remarried or whatever, but many of the choices and the situations that you've been into is your fault, but not 100%. It's 50-50 because there are a lot of things in life that you weren't taught. That goes for me too. And a lot of these lessons that I hope you learn, you can carry these on and pass them on, but you can apply them to your life and to your daily operation. But these are some of the reasons why you've been in some bullshit ass relationships. Seriously. Fellas, this is some of the reasons why you ain't shit. Living in the camouflage, hiding behind your swag, being a peacock, looking like a decorated Christmas tree on feet because you think that's enough. Something shiny and alluring and everything, that's enough to get a fish's attention. And you got the bait. But the only way you reel in a fish and the only way you catch it is with some work. You got to go through the struggle and you got to go through the battle. You got to go through the fire. There's another scripture that comes to mind, you know, that says to become as pure gold as you go through the fire, right? How do you get, what is pure gold? It's platinum. What's the process of getting platinum? Gold is yellow and is pretty and is shiny, but gold in that state is still dirty. It's still filthy. It's called dross, right? It still has impurities in it. And in order to come out pure, you got to go through the fire. What is the fire? The fire is the trials and tribulations of your life. The fire is the experiences that you have to gain. The fire is going through those tough times. The fire is staying committed. The fire is putting action behind your dreams. If you don't have any dreams or goals and aspirations that you're trying to achieve and accomplish, you ain't gonna be shit. You just gonna be a lump of flesh living on this rock we call Earth. Taking up space. Existing and not living. Existing and not living. Elevate your existence. Go from surviving to thriving. Ladies, hear me out. You want to stop having these bullshit ass relationships that aren't significant, that waste your time and waste your investments? Fellas, you want to be a real man of means. You want to finally grow and be someone substantial in someone else's life or even just in your life? Have a plan. Have a goal. Have some integrity and understanding shame. Being shameful of some of your actions when you know they bullshit. Being held accountable. Right? Hashtag DBWT. Don't be wasted. Talent. Don't be wasted talent. Putting faith and your belief as a standard, but then putting action behind that. Prove that what you believe is for real. Prove that what you believe is solid and substantial. Be willing to make the mistakes. Be willing to fail. And demand success of yourself. Whatever that may be. Demand success of yourself. Yo, this Uncle Pops with the raw truth for the youth. Sometimes you grown folks.